Hey, what's up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome to my channel, Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can catch Dr. Umar Johnson live. I believe that he's going to go ahead and talk about the six cop that was arrested that had beat Tyree Nichols to death. And the cop, he's a white cop. His name is Preston Hemphill. And Dr. Umar Johnson, he's going to go ahead and talk about it. And I want to make sure that I stream it on my live. And also, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Dr. Jamal Bryant, because during church service, he is the one that had brought it to light, that it should be more arrests. And I think that not only Preston Hamplin, that cop right there, he should be arrested, which they went ahead and got him, I guess, home on paid leave until they do further investigation, which I don't understand why, because he was the one that had initiated. He was the one that had told the other cops on the PA to go ahead and stomp his aide. So they should have went ahead and charged him along with the five, and also the MT, the ones that sit there and watch. More arrests should be coming. The fire department, all of them should be all a part of it. But let me go ahead and play this right here of Dr. Umar Johnson. And this right here is on his Instagram. Let me see if I can go ahead and put it on. Yeah, because like I said, enough is enough. This right here got me with PSTD, seeing our black brothers just counted like sheep for the slaughter. So let me go ahead and see if I can go ahead and pull it up, because we want to hear exactly what the brother is saying. So I'm trying to see if I can go ahead and share my screen so we can go ahead and catch him on. So I guess he's just waiting for more people to come on. So this right here is Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm pretty sure that he's going to go ahead and talk
Jason
about
Whitlock
it.
was hating on my African queens. Jason Whitlock was hating on my African queens. I'm going to text Jason and see what happened. I got to give him a chance to tell his side of the story. Please tell me Jalen Hurts don't have a snow bunny. Please tell me Jalen Hurts don't have a snow bunny. Please tell Jalen.
And I think every black person should be tested for PTSD, because this like nonstop. It's like
Jalen Hurts
our
has an
people
African queen. That's
are
what I'm
just
talking
counted
about.
for sheep for
Go
the
get that
slaughter.
Super Bowl, Big J. Jalen Hurts got an African queen. That's what I'm talking about. Go get that Super Bowl.
So I guess he's just waiting for more people to come on, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about it. And after that, I'm gonna go ahead and give a commentary. This is too much, guys. And the thing about it is never end. And before Dr. Umar Johnson come on and talk about it, let me go ahead and tell you who is Preston Hamplin. And I might be pronouncing his name wrong. His last name is Hemphill. And he's 26 years old. And he haven't been charged yet, but they are investigating of the death of Tyree Nichols, and that had happened like January the 26th. So, look like they should have been able to, do the investigation because,
I'm
like I said,
on my way to Miami podcast
they was
interview
quick
tonight.
to go ahead and indict the black
Miami,
five
Florida. I'm pulling up tonight.
cops, which, like I say, no excuse because of what they did. They all should go
Podcast
down.
interview, Miami, Florida. What's the best restaurant in Miami? Where my Miami Africans at? Where
And
are
he
we
is the
having
sixth
dinner in
cop
Miami tonight?
that was suspended for the violation traffic stop of Tyree
Where are
Nichols,
we
a
having
black
dinner in
motorist
Miami tonight?
who died from injuries sustained during the encounter early this
Where
month.
are we having dinner in Miami
And
tonight?
this coming from News One, where it says the announcement that Officer Preston Hampton was relieved of duty shortly after the January 7 arrest came after a white officer was shown on body cam video of the brutal brutality laden arrest. Noble said he was not fired. So they say that he was not fired, but
Afro
he should be.
Latinas in Miami is cooking a homemade dinner for the Prince tonight.
He definitely
I
should
just got
be.
invited to an Afro Latina social. Afro Cuban queens, Afro Rican queens, Afro Dominican queens. They invited me to a dinner conversation with the Afro Latina queens of Miami tonight. We're going to work out the diaspora wars tonight. We're going to work out the diaspora wars tonight. Miami tonight, it's going down. South Florida, South Beach, King Kong, Afro Latina chat and chew. Brothers, brothers, we must stay focused. Las Vegas, February 18th. Las Vegas. Baltimore, Wednesday. We got 48 hours. Black Maryland, pull up. Virginia, pull up. DC, pull up. February 1st, Baltimore.
So he haven't talked about it
Jalen
yet.
Hurts got an African queen. Mahomes got a snow bunny. I'm staying with my Eagles. Jalen Hurts got an African queen. Mahomes got a snow bunny. I'm staying with my Eagles. Jalen Hurts got an African queen. Mahomes got a snow bunny. I'm staying with my Eagles. Sure you can, sweetheart. How you doing today? All right.
There's some of my family on here. My son was like, I sent him a picture. My son was right there. Doctor, all my whole Snapchat space, he's so smart. He hates black people and they other race. He's so much about it.
So, guys, I'm just waiting for Dr. Umar Johnson to see if he's going to go ahead and talk about uh, what had happened to Tyree Nichols, about the 6 arrests. So I'm just waiting to see if he's going to go ahead and talk about it. So we just go and be patient and wait and see. But like I said, we all, should be suffering from, something, because like I said, this been too long, enough is enough. Enough is enough. So, and then the thing about it is that the white cop, he said, stomp his tail, he tasered, which, I don't understand why they overlooked that, because that was just as clear as day. So I'm just waiting to see if he's going to come on and he's going to go ahead and talk about it. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it, which Dr. Jamal Bryant, again, shout out to him, because he the one mentioned it, really brought light to it. And that was Sunday service, when he went ahead and talked about it during his church service. So now we just waiting it out to see what Dr. Umar Johnson, what he's going to go ahead and say about it. And then we can go ahead and talk more about it. But we all should be suffering from PTSD. All of us, especially when you got young kids. I have a young 23-year-old out there, every time he leave out, I just, my heart just start racing, because this right here could have been my child, it could have been your child. And the thing about it is that we talk about this every year. It's like a cycle. We've been talking about this for quite a long time. So when will it ever end? Are we just doing the talking? It's time for action. It's time for us to get these people out of the seat. It's time for us to sit there and dismantle the entire police department. Because as you can see right here, it's like us against them. It's like, the blue, So we can't just say that, it's just certain people. No, it's like when they put that suit on, it looked like they just turned to a total different person. And this is sad. This is a disgrace. It's like a punch in the gut. That's how I look at it, guys. And, enough is just talking. We've been talking for a very, very long time. It's time for somebody to say enough is enough. Enough is enough. Especially when you see our people being counted like sheep for the slaughter. So I'm just waiting for Dr. Umar Johnson to see if he's going to come on and talk about it. And I'll make sure that I go ahead and play it on my StreamYard, because it's time for someone to go ahead and bring a light to this right here. And the thing about it is that he's home with pay, and he the one tasered. He tasered the young man, and the way that they had pulled him out of his car, that's right there. That's illegal. So the ones that pulled him, yanked him out of the car, they should be arrested as well. Yes, they should be arrested as well, because that was illegal. You don't just go up to someone's car. If you was threatened for your life, you're afraid of your life, would you just go up to someone's car and just yank them out? Come on, guys, make it make sense. This does not make sense at all. You just go and just yank the man out of his car? That's illegal. So we're trying to see, I want to see what Dr. Umar Johnson, he's going to say about it. But in the meanwhile, let me see if I can go ahead and look for Dr. Jamal Bryant, because he talked about it during church service. Like I said, our voice can be heard. We just got to come together. We got to come together, because I'm pretty sure that they was not going to go ahead and talk about this. I'm pretty sure that they wasn't, but that's just to show you, the media, they sit there and they post whatever they want to go ahead and post. They put on whatever they want to go ahead and put on. But when we come together, trust me, we are a voice to be reckoned with. So let me go ahead and see if I can pull this up right here. This right here is Dr. Jamal Bryant. This was during his church service.
They were arrested, they were fired, and I believe that all of them should be fired, all of them should be charged. But I want to say to you on record, where is the white officer holding the taser? How come his picture is not on the news? And how come his name has not been called? Not only him, I want the emergency medical technicians,
all of
who
them,
sat around and did nothing for 23 minutes while our brother died. I want all of them charged. I want all of them persecuted. And I want all of them investigated. It is not just what is taking place in Memphis. It's taking place in Atlanta. It's taking place in Baltimore, taking place in Chicago. And all of these units that are really gangs with badges have got to be disarmed.
That's all they are.
Immediately.
Gangs with badges.
That every mayor has got to answer, every police chief has got to answer. If we were able to fire and charge those black officers that quick, I want white officers charged just as quickly and arrested just as swiftly, and justice met at the exact same time. These 5 police officers,
and that's exactly what it is. There are gangs with badges, and all of them should go. All of them, every last one. Just go ahead and clean it out, because the foundation is corrupt as well, because the way that it was built, these prison systems was only built to target our people anyway. You look at the history of it, Google it. That's what's wrong with our people right now. We hate to research and see how the foundation of all this stuff is started. So if the foundation is corrupted, what do you expect? All these prisons that you see on every corner, how they building up more prisons than schools? Come on, go figure. Who do you think that they have in mind when they do stuff like that? They have our people in mind. And this is him right here, the cop, the white cop. His name is Preston Hemphill, and he's the 6th officer. This right here coming from the shed room. He's the 6th officer, has been relieved of duty. They didn't say anything about charge. They say relieve. And we know that when all this happened, that was January 26th. And where are we now? It says the 6th officer has been relieved of duty following the fatal beating of Tyrone Nichols. Following the release of the body camera footage of Nichols' fatal beaten by 5 other former officers, people have been calling for an additional officer to face consequences. According to ABC 24 Minneapolis on Monday, a spokesman for the Minneapolis Police Department shared that Officer Preston Hemphill, that's Hemphill, who was hired back in 2018, has been relieved of the duty during an ongoing investigation. Footage from the incident showed an officer pulling Nichols from his car forcefully and hitting him towards the ground using a taser. After Nichols was able to get away, the officer could be held saying, "I hope they stomp his A." MPD has reportedly not confirmed whether the officer was Hemphill, but someone showed on Twitter, which I wasn't going to come on now. I was going to wait until at least 5 o'clock, and I was going to go and talk about it. But since I saw that Dr. Umar Johnson was coming on, I say, well, let me go ahead and see what he got to say. I wanted to go ahead and scream it, but I see that he went ahead and he ended his live. But to get back to what I was saying is that now that I'm on, I'm gonna just go ahead and talk about it. I'm not gonna go ahead and cam up, even though, like I said there, and say I'm having problems when it comes to my live. So I guess you guys can hear me more, like this. But when they had charged the five black cops, they knew all about this right here. They knew about the white cop, but what they was doing is just because I guess it was like the first scene, it wasn't a second scene, the first scene when he was running after, I guess, the car, Tyree Nichols, and when some cop had came and yanked Tyree Nichols out of the car, he was the one that when Tyree had ran, he had tasered him. And he was the one that you can hear was all out of breath. Now we see why he was all out of breath. Like I said, I don't know who are they putting on the force. Who are they putting on the force? I mean, it's just like they're putting any and everybody. And he should have went along with the rest because he pretty much initiated. He spoke it out, saying they hope they stomp him. He said that over his when he was calling on his PA, whatever they call that. He spoke that, and I guess they heard it. They heard all that. So, like I said, he should go down as well, and even the MT, every last one of the fire departments, everyone that sat there and watched the life come out of that child. No one assisted this guy. I was watching videos after they beat the crap out of him. They led him upright, and then he fell. He fell down. Then they sat there and snatched him the limb straight up again. Then he fell on the other side. No one came to his rescue. No one assisted him at all. They sat there and watched. They treat dogs better than they treat our own people. They treat dogs better than they treat our black men. Dogs get treated better than this. Are we worth more than a dog? Come on, guys. Help me to make this make sense. This does not make sense at all. And the thing about it is that we keep going over this same thing over and over. I knew this stuff was going to happen. I even spoke it on one of my videos. I say every time when they get close to elections, something like this happens. Never fails. Never fails. Every time when they get close to election. Now we have the president. He's supposed to go and speak today. We tired of these speech. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of these speeches. I done had enough of these speeches. Every time when something happened to our people, you don't see that they coming in and taking care of the situation. No, they allow us to vent, go out there and march, and after that, go about our own business. Don't even worry about nothing else. Come on, guys, make it make sense. Make it make sense, because this right here does not make sense at all. Not at all. Enough is enough. And I was going to come on at 5 o'clock and talk about this, but I sure thought that Dr. Umar Johnson, I was pretty sure that he was going to come on and talk about it. But let me go ahead and read some more of it, where, people just tired. People are just tired. And someone said, that's it? He's not convicted. No, he's not. He should have been convicted just like the rest of them should have. Just like the rest of them should have been convicted. He should have went as well. And just to see a mother have to bury her son, and he was not even just like a few not even a mile, a few feet away from his house. He was running home to his parents' house, calling out for his mom. And everybody's saying, well, if someone stop you, just don't resist. He didn't do anything. So in a minute, when he stopped his car, they opened up the door and yanked him out, didn't give him a chance to sit there and give his license or come out the car. They made that decision for him. When they yanked him out of that car, they made that decision for him. Come on, guys, make it make sense. This is not right. And I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired seeing our brothers counted like sheep for the slaughter. And the way that they went ahead and had on every large network media outlet 5 black people. Oh, they loved it. They knew if they would have put this white cop in the midst of it, it would have messed up their whole narrative. It would have messed up their whole narrative because they wanted to put out that 5 black cops killed another man. And let's see if they're going to sit there and make an upcry about this. But like we say, right is right, wrong is wrong. What they did was wrong. And I believe that they should receive the death penalty because they stomped the life out of this man. They stomped the life out of this man. But it just don't stop there. It just don't stop there. Because we see on video how it started. We see how they chased this guy. The reason why he ran is because he was afraid of his life. He wanted to get close to a familiar area. I would panic as well when I know how it always ends up the same. Always. It never fails. And the minute when he had a chance to run, he ran. And the reason why he did it because the way they went about it. The way they went about it. How they snatched this brother out of the car. And they put on the PA, beat his tail, stomp him. Stomp him. And they did exactly what was put out there on the air. They did it. They stomped him. Come on, guys. Make it make sense. And we keep going over this around and round and round. Keep going to the same thing. What is it going to take? I'm sick of them using our black men as politics just to push their agenda. And soon in a minute they get what they want, then they back business, forget all about us. But somebody got to say enough is enough. Someone got to say the buck stops here. Because this is not right, guys. This is not right. This is not right. And like I said, more should be arrested. More. Because this is not right. And if people, that's why I say when it comes to social media can do good and also social media can do bad. It all depends how you use it. It could be a beast and it also can be good. Because what if we wouldn't have asked, what about the cop that had a taser? What if we wouldn't have never questioned this? If we wouldn't have never questioned this, I promise you, they would have gotten away with it. And I thank the Most High God. I thank him for allowing us to have cameras. Because if it was not for that camera on that light pole, I promise you, they would still be trying to cover this up. Because why they didn't have their cameras on? Why their body cameras was turned off? because they wanted to cover it up. But thank God for that camera that was on the pole. Like I said, the watch is being watched. The watch is being watched. And we remember that movie, The Watch is Being Watched. Somebody is watching you. You're not going to be able to get away with it no more. And the reason why you're not going to go ahead and get away with it no more, because the Most High God had heard his people cry. Enough is enough. Like I said there and said, they do not value the black man's life. They don't. I promise you, if they would have done that to a dog, just like I said, I promise you, justice would have been served. Justice would have been served. And like I said, more people should be sued. And whatever the parents and Tyree Nichols' son gets, they deserve every bit of, which nothing amount of money can compare of how you saw your child was hunted down, ran down like a dog. Like a dog, worse than a dog, because a dog wouldn't go through stuff like this. We treat dogs like they human beings. I promise you, if that was a dog running for its life and stuff like that would have happened, the whole world would have turned upside down. The whole world would have turned upside down if it was actually a dog. They would want to come out with a lynch mob. Hang him, hang him, hang him. They would have done all that. Look how they did Michael Vicks. They didn't let up on Michael Vicks. But when it's our black brothers being hunted down like sheep for the slaughter, they have 101 different stories to justify their bad behavior. But who do I blame? Who do we blame? Like I said, it's time for us to rip the sheets off of these wolves in sheep clothing. Because long as they can keep us buck dancing, entertaining, they can keep us off focus. All this right here is politics. I knew. If I can go back and play one of my videos, I even call this out. I say, watch when it's close to election, something like this was going to happen. Now we got President Biden, Sleepy Joe Biden. He about to come on in a few to talk about it. Just to talk about it. Like I say, cheek and tongue says anything. Cheek and tongue will say anything. But when somebody gonna say enough is enough. And I'm glad, yes, I'm so glad that Jamal Bryant spoke it in church service. And it went viral, where everybody was able to see how they was trying to hide this. Because, see, they didn't want to dilute their narrative. They didn't want a cream in their coffee, in their cover up. They didn't want it to put cream in their cover because it was going to shine light on more of them. Come on, guys. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, guys. Enough is enough. I don't know about you, but I'm sick of tired being sick of tired. I'm sick and tired seeing another mother got to bury their child. And the first thing they're going to say, well, what about black on black crime? What about when we kill each other? They quick to say stuff like this. But these people that call themselves cops, they are supposed to protect and serve. Not to act like some gangs in blue just because they have a badge. And most black and black crimes, it happens right there in their own community. But we talking about these people that the taxpayers are paying these people to protect and serve. But the thing about it is our people trying to follow along, trying to do exactly what they do. But I promise you, try it. And you're going to sit there, you're going to be under the jail. No questions about it. As you can see right here, no questions about it. Go directly to jail. Guys, can't you see all this right here is all about politics? But that's when the buck stopped here. Because like I said, I'm sick and tired of they looking at our black man as a threat when the real bullets is out there working overtime on us, causing much havoc. And what are we doing? Going out there marching, having people coming in. That's what it's all about. Like I said on several of my videos, the system is not messed up. The system is only doing what the system is designed to do. They know exactly what to do, especially when it's close to election. They're going to get all these outsiders to come in and infiltrate the black community, get them in to tear up the community, and they're going to shine the light of how our people are tearing up their own community, knowing that our people, and almost the majority of them, is tearing up their own community. These people are not going to tear up their community where they got to lay their head at, got to pass by all this burning buildings. These people are not tearing up their building. It's people coming in and tearing it up. Notice the cameras always shine the light on the ones that's stealing, taking the stuff out after they done sat there and broke the buildings. Come on, guys. It don't take a child. It does not take a rocket science to figure this out. Look at the last riot. How we saw how these people coming from out of town, most of them was white, coming in black community, acting like they marching, knowing good and well they came in with agenda to tear down, because they know when they come in and tear down, look, they weren't going to shine the light on them, just like they was not going to shine the light on this white cop, because they looking at you. They wants to pass this agenda that is you the one tearing up your own community. You are the ones that starting these riots. I don't think that these people in that community is walking around, riding around with gas in their trucks, trying to set their own buildings on fire, knowing that they have to travel far to go to grocery stores, when they done tore up all the restaurants in their own building, their own community. These people are not doing this, guys. This right here is a cheap trick. A cheap trick. So how long we gonna keep falling for this okie dokie? How long we gonna be falling for this lie? We've been going through this for years and years and years, and still saying the same thing over and over and over. When somebody gonna say the buck stop here? When somebody gonna say the buck stop here? And they're not gonna say it. Our own people not gonna say it because they getting money from under the table. They selling their own soul, selling their own people out. Long as they can sit there and live where they live at, they ain't worrying about you. Don P. Ben Yahanda, I might be said that they arrested six white folks for the activities down there. But like I said, guys, enough is enough. And I'm sick and tired of turning on my television, seeing another black brother unarmed. They say that this young black man never been arrested. Love to skate, love to use his skateboard and go and skate, love to sit there and enjoy life. Had a lot of life ahead of him. Only 29 years old, a baby, still a baby, has so much life ahead of him. And just because they got upset because they felt like he was putting them on the run, making them do their job. That's all it was. They was upset because they don't want to work. Because half of them that was running behind them was all out of breath anyway. Shouldn't even be on the force. And the first thing they're going to say, oh, you don't know what these cops going through. Well, you shouldn't be on that job. You shouldn't be behind a badge. You shouldn't be wearing a gun. If your job is that stressful, that means that you are on the wrong employer. You signed up for the wrong job. And why are Don P. Ben Yahada, he says, and why are there so many shootings in Chicago during holiday weekend? Is them folks going game hunting? That's all it is. And the thing about it is, speaking of Chicago, I remember reading how a cargo train has stopped right in the middle of the hood of Chicago with nothing but guns. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Dag, man, come on. They knew that those guns was going to get into these black communities. They knew that once they get into community that we was going to be killing up each other. Dang, these people know us better than we know ourselves. And I hate to keep coming on here all the time preaching. But if I got to preach the hell out of our people and shake them and say, wake up. It's time for us to wake up. These people are working overtime on us. Overtime on us. Why? Why? Is there a solution? Is there a solution? Yes, it's a solution. The solution is politics. It's all about almighty dollars. It's all about power. And if they can keep using our people to push their agenda, they're going to continue doing it. Like the president said, the blacks always have his back. The blacks always have his back, but you never have our back. You never have our back. We live amongst a wicked system. Don B. Benton says that we live amongst a wicked system that is designed to destroy the Yahamadi. YAHUDIYM. Let me see if I can go ahead and post. Absolutely. Guys, this right here is a spiritual and physical warfare. And when I say spiritual warfare, our people, our black men is under attack. And this been since the beginning, been hunted down like sheep for the slaughter. Their job is to sit there and to keep us oppressed, depressed, suppressed, to keep their foot on our neck. And the reason why, because long as they keep squeezing the life out of us, the more powerful that they get. because they know us. Like I said, they know us better than we know ourselves. They know that we are very emotional people. When stuff like this happens, we get very emotional. And we go out there and we do things and not think about the consequences. That's how they play on the mind of the black man and the black woman. Wake up. Wake up. I sure wish I could come live, guys, but for some reason I can't come live and talk like this because every time I come live, I'm in the matrix because you know the truth don't wants to be told. But somebody got to tell it. Somebody got to tell it and rip the sheets off of these wolves. Someone have to rip the sheets off of these wolves. Because today is Tyree Nichols. Tomorrow it can be you or someone close to you. Because it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. And the reason why it's not going to stop is because our own people are acting like wolves in sheep clothing. Our own people think that they can do the same thing that our oppressors are doing, not knowing our oppressors, they got people that's going to protect them. They got system that right there to protect them. That's why this white cop can go home with pay. Just like they did all the rest of them, our brothers that were slaughtered on the streets by these bad cops. How it took years for they could do investigating on this. These people stayed for years in their home with pay. And it had people that was sitting there supporting them. They had all kinds of fundraising, sending these people money for their lawyers and all this other stuff. I promise you, not one fundraiser is set up for these 5 black people. Not one fundraiser. But I promise you, when they sit there and they charge that white cop, and this is not being a racist. I'm not being racist. I am calling it like it is. This is real talk. I promise you, you're going to see them setting up a fundraiser, trying to get him an attorney to go ahead and get him out. But like I said, the bucks don't stop there, because while you arresting or you going to charge this white cop, you better get the MT, you better get the fire department, you better get them all. Every last one of them that was on that scene and watched the life was sucked out of that child. They should be arrested. And that's real talk. And that's real talk. Because enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of watching our people counted like sheep for the slaughter. I'm sick and tired of that. Especially when you raising young black men yourself. It's enough that our people is going through so much as is. But it never fails. It never fails. This is nothing new. Nothing new is under the sun. Where now, when we hear something like this, we should be, we have become so numb now. Because it's nothing new, no change. Nothing new. And they know nothing is not going to happen. But I promise you, when something had happened to the Asians, they had all types of laws to protect them that was set in place. But when they make laws for our people, it's to keep them farther and farther back. And the reason why is because it's all about politics. It's all about power. Our people not ready. our people is not ready. Because we still want to sit at the table and not knowing that you're not sitting at the table, you're sitting at the feet while they throw you a few crumbs here and there. Not knowing that you could own the entire table. It's yours. Let's just show you guys that we got a long, long, long ways to go. We're not ready. But it's time to expose these jokers that's sitting there saying that they have our back, coming in our churches when it's time for election, looking like they crazy, sitting in the churches, these black churches. We sitting there buck dancing and singing, blowing our vocal cords to entertain them, knowing that whatever the pastor is preaching is going in one ear and coming out the other, because they don't want to be there. They're only there because they need your vote. And we got these jokers, our own people, coming in, sitting there telling us, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. If you don't do this, this is going to happen. We need to make these people earn our vote. It's time for them to earn it. Put it in contract before we go to that ballot box. Before we go to the ballot box, put it in contract. Because enough is enough. Enough is enough. No way in the world this guy should have lost his life. No way in the world he should have lost his life. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm back. No way in the world. Guys, I got 7 more minutes. No way in the world that this child should have lost his life unless he was firing back at these cops with guns. And if he wasn't firing back with guns, then their life was not threatened, where they had to go and take his life. They didn't find no gun in his car. When they was trying to sit there and arrest him and hollering, stop resisting. That's they say that stuff. That's their favorite song. Stop resisting. Turn around. How the heck you gonna stop resisting and turn around when you constantly getting your head beat out, getting your eyes kicked out? How? You want this guy to turn around and sit there and just relax while he just getting the life sucked out of him while you beating him to a pump? Like his mom was saying that they beat him so much in his nose till his nose was looking like his butt. I mean, cracked his bones. I mean, pretty much broke his spine. Everything, just pretty much really tried to just stomp this guy like he was a piece of trash on the street. And you telling him, stop resisting. Imagine your tail down there. Somebody beating the life out of you. You couldn't even handle when your own men was tear gassing you. Spraying you with tear gassing. You was acting like a wuss. And then want to say, oh, he's on drugs. That's why he acting the way he was acting. Oh, he's high. I mean, they was trying to come up with all types of stories. Knowing he wasn't on drugs, knowing he wasn't on high. The reason why he was acting like that, because you beat him to death. Guys, come on. And the thing about it is that our people said there was a part of it. It's like a punch in the gut. They should be embarrassed. They should be embarrassed to do stuff, to do something like that, knowing what our people go through. You embarrass your own family. You embarrass your own race. And whatever come to you guys, you deserve it. And anybody that knows me, I always go against the grain. I always see the good in my people. Try to see the good in my people. But some people, they just lost. Some people you just can't help. Like I said, some of us, we're not going to be able to cross over. Some of us just going to die in our wilderness because we can't sit there and leave these people's stuff alone. We can't come out of her. And I talk about this over and over and over. My brother said there and said, we have to cry out to the Most High to destroy the system like our forefather Yahshua led the people at Yashukal. And I might be pronouncing this wrong because I believe that he is a Hebrew. And we got to start talking in our heavenly language too. We can't do it physically. Secondly, came out from amongst her and be separated. Be not. Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. If you want to come on, I can go ahead and leave the link, which I usually just do an hour. But if you want to come on and talk more about it, you are welcome to come on. You are welcome to come on because it's a cry out. It's a cry out to see that some of our people is not going to cross over. Some of our people is not going to cross over because we have been dipping and dabbing just like these wolves in sheep clothing instead of coming out of her because they're going to protect their own. They're going to protect their own. Well, why we can't? Why we can't? Why we have to fight with each other? Why we have to tear each other down? Because like I said, it's embedded us. We still have that slave mentality. Just like my brother said, we have to cry out to the Most High to destroy this system like our forefather Yahshua led the people at Jericho. It's time for us to wake up. Like I said, when I talk about the Bible, I talk about prophecies because I believe that we are telling our own story as I speak today. I believe that our forefathers was the ones that came on this ship that called Jesus, scattered abroad for over 400 plus years. And look like if we don't stop what we are doing, it's going to be a 400 more plus year. But, oh no, God, don't hold us for what our knucklehead people, they are stiff-necked people. That's just like the children, our forefathers, how they wandered in the wilderness. It was supposed to be a 14-day journey, and it took them 40 years to come out. And the older generation, they died in their wilderness. It was only the younger generation was able to come out. The younger generation was able to come out. Only two older was able to come out, and that was Joshua and Caleb. The Bible is speaking about us right now. We are this generation right here. We are this Joshua generation right here. We are the generation that's saying enough is enough. We are the ones that's marching around Jericho walls. Yes, the walls can fall down. Giants do fall. But the only way that it can come together is the only way that these walls can fall down is that we got to come together in unity. No other way. No other way. Because like I say, when we come together, even demons tremble. And they know that. Remember who it was, J.R. Hooger, one of the CIAs, he said there and say, he hate to see when Black people come together because they know when we come together, we are a force to be reckoned with. Why you think they wants to keep us separated? Why you think they want to keep us separated? Long as they can throw that wrench in between us, they know that they can sit there, they can divide and conquer. Come on, people. This is not, you don't need a PhD. You don't even need a GED. All you need is common sense. This is elementary 101. Guys, leave these people stuff where it belongs. Leave these people stuff where it is, guys. Don P. Ben, he said, thank you. I will come up. Give me a minute. Love you. Love you too. I'm going to try to stay on a little few more. I must try to stay on a little more. But like I said, guys, enough is enough. We are living it out right now. How you doing, my brother?
Oh, my sister, you just touched me this morning. I'll just let the people see me real quick.
I give the Most High the
And
glory. How you doing?
I'm blessed to the Most High in the midst of this chaos. Um, you see, I'm tearing up like the prophet Yirmiyahu. Uh, it's just hard because we're watching
Turn
the
your
book.
you have another device
Oh, I'm
on.
sorry
Turn,
about that.
yes, yes,
Yeah. I
yes.
forgot that my
All right,
monitor is. There we go. Okay.
all righty.
Um, yeah, we're just watching. We're watching it unfold, and it's like it's so crafty the way it's unfolding. People don't even realize it. Just like the script says, as it was in the days of Noah,
Yes,
and it's this thing is going to take our people, unfortunately, by surprise, completely unaware until that very last moment
yes,
when it happens. But the Most High is good, and He's good and true to His word. He said what was going to happen in the previous writings before Yahusha came in the flesh. In the previous writings, He said that He was going to all those things were going to happen to us, but He said He was going to awaken us, and He's doing it. He's doing it in stages, if you will. Even as Yahusha said, Look out, the fields are white, the harvest is there."
yes,
He was talking about now. And he also said, those of us that he visited our house, he knocked at our door with the truth. And the truth right now is so vivid and clear to those of us who know who we are. It's like the words jump off of the pages in the book, crying out. And I was talking to my pastor last night, Pastor Kelly. I was telling him, it's like the Most High told us that all of us that are moving right now and professing this word, we are all prophets.
yes,
Because what does a prophet do? A prophet professes the word of the Most High Yah. There is no new revelation. There's just circumstances that it can be applied to. See, he's fulfilling his word. The Most High is not slack about his word as men count slackness. So, my sister, you stay strong on the battlefield. Don P rooting for you. And anytime you want to do a bill with me, hey, just hit me up. I'll be out here on these YouTube streets. We're getting ready to do our thing too because we're called. We're all
how do
called.
I get in touch with you? How
Um,
could I get in touch
you
with
know,
you? You have your own YouTube channel?
yeah, I got YouTube pages. I mean,
Okay.
I have everybody has a channel. Everybody that's able to come on YouTube has a channel. It's just true if they choose to utilize it. Now I'm going to be starting other channels that are more about the business as opposed to about me.
Okay. College say hi,
So if you
Lady
find
D
me
and
out,
Gas. Hi, College. College is speaking to you. She say hi, Lady D and Gas. Someone is
hello there,
speaking
my
to you. So how could I
hello,
get
my
in
dear.
touch with you? Because I believe that you and I is on one accord and we can talk about this.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You can hit me up. Uh, DM me.
Okay.
Don Pusan. Don Pusan. Don Pusan.
Private me right now. Just go ahead and private me right now if you don't want to
Oh
put
yeah,
it
yeah,
out.
yeah. I'll hit you in the back. I'll hit you in the back. Yep.
Yeah, private me and yeah,
Hang on.
just private me and I'm gonna write it down. Glad you're here, College. Yes, yes, yes. It's time for us to, like I said, enough is enough. It's time for us to pull the sheets off of these wolves. And the thing about it is that it's no longer where we can identify who it is now. Because see, we got our people amongst the mix, like they say, wolves in sheep clothing. And all this stuff got to happen.
Remember
This stuff is being fulfilled.
and remember, he said that I shut it to you in the back.
Okay.
Um, he's going to separate the wheat from the tares. Now,
Come
he
on,
also
come
said that
on.
all of Yasharel is going to be uh, 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 redeemed. All of Yasharel is going to be redeemed, but not all of Yasharel is going to be saved. We're going to have
Yes.
to go under the rod in the wilderness, even as our father Yaakov sent the sheep under the rods, and the bad ones went to Lebanon,
Mm,
and the good ones stayed with him.
And what
Somebody
he's
better
talking
learn
about
that.
our people, our own people. The,
That's
the, the
right.
Most High God got to separate the sheep from the goats. We got people look like us, talk like us, just like when Jesus was saying, and you call him Joshua because you know what you call him, Joshua, right?
Yeshua.
Yes. Well, like
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna have to learn these other terms because, like I said, I've been indoctrinated. But
Yes, ma'am. We all
yes,
have.
when he said that when he was betrayed by Judas, he said if it was a stranger, he would have known. But it was people that he slept with, that he ate with, that he broke bread. Those are the ones that had betrayed him. And when I think about, like I said, when I think about the Bible, I think about as prophecies. We are fulfilling those scriptures right now as I speak. We
Let
are
me tell you
fulfilling those
something.
scriptures.
He said, "This generation, this is the generation that's going to see it. This is the generation. This generation is going to see it because all of the signs are starting. I'm looking for certain other signs that are supposed to be coming down the
Mhm,
pike because these are all signs that are warnings for us,
mhm.
and we have to pay attention. And it's like this. I thank the Most High for the grace that comes through Yahushua Hamashiach, the work that He put in that none of us could do. But the thing that we have to do in preparing for His return is that we have to, what He said, abide, abide in me. Folks don't know what that means. I know when I was in churchianity, I didn't know what abiding in Him meant because we are under the prescription of Balaam. Can't
Wow.
say curse of Balaam because Balaam couldn't curse, remember?
Mhm.
But we're under the prescription of Balaam, the prescription that Balaam gave Balak on how to get us.
Wow.
This has gotten us every time.
That's deep.
And every time the punishment was longer and longer and longer. Y'all check out the book of Judges. Every time the punishment was longer and longer and longer. And the Most High said that he's not, it's going to come to a point that he wasn't going to tarry with his people. And so here we are for our sins and for the sins of our forefathers. I love how they always sold us down the river. Well, let it be on let it be on us and our children. Hey, bro, whoa, hold up. I, I didn't ask for that. But here we are. And in like manner, these people that have done all these things to us, the Most High ain't slack about his promises.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I will repay. I will repay. And if you pay attention, the Most High is doing exactly what he said he's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's bringing these people to extinction, even as they wanted to, even as they were confederate and said, come, let us keep them or, extinguish them so that the name of Yasharel is no more known on the earth. All these nations are confederate against us, and you have to realize that everybody started out melanated.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So the reason you see what you see is because you got tares amongst the wheat.
Mm-hmm.
If they haven't been Hellenized, because a lot of folks is Hellenized, they don't even realize it. All them Sunday go worship folk, and that's my entire family. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
That's my entire family. So, you know, it's a lonely place, but it's a special place. And we have to thank the Most High for that. That when He does awaken us to the truth, that we fall in line. Oh, I forgot about the abiding thing. What it means to abide.
Mm-hmm.
He said that His word has to be in us.
Mm-hmm.
And what is His word? His word is the law.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Torah. It is the statutes and the principles, the judgments of the Most High that He's laid out for us. However, you have to encompass in that is the finished work of Hamashiach. And if you don't have that, if your faith isn't built on the finished work of Hamashiach, then you don't have life.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to keep the Torah. The Torah is for us. It's not for the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High said, you only have I spoken with. And He gave us this so that we would be a light. But for most of Yasharel, it's been hidden under a bushel.
Mm-hmm. So what you're saying is that let me see if I hear a feedback. Is a feedback?
I don't know what that might be. It could be
Okay.
my head.
Okay. So I like when you had said that we are all melanin people. We are all melanin. It's no such thing as race. We made it race because race really was supposed to be with animals, right? Because there's no such thing as a white race, a black race, Asian, and all this other stuff. We was all in the beginning human beings, right?
Right.
But it's just that one thought they were superior over another, and that's how all that division started, right?
Right. That was
and
created.
power and power. And I want to go ahead and whenever we get time on another bill, I want to talk about this because you
Okay.
see, I have to get past because I look at it as a black and white, and now as I'm starting getting clearer revelations, it's not really a black and white because it makes me hate, and hate is a strong word, but hate to
Mhm.
see. I just hate how I see my people are being, how they being suppressed, how our people is going through, but also we pretty much is doing it to ourselves, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's all a setup structure.
Mm-hmm.
It gets pretty deep. It gets pretty deep because
Yes.
when you look at history, when you look at this is a story. This is the Most High story that's being played out. We already know. We knew the end from the beginning, but
Yes.
it
And
says
that's how God
that we
sees it.
needed revelation. Yeah, we needed the revelation on it. Um, but it's about two families in the earth that came from the same father,
And that two family
and there's
is
all kinds of
Esau and
twists.
Jacob, right?
Correct, correct. So there's twists and turns that came into the plot. There's other people that have come in. Like there's other Ibrium people, Ibrium descendants of Eber, um, that are in the mix that are against us as well.
Now, who is that
See,
name? Because I hear you talking in
Eber
Hebrew too.
Eber is Eber was the father of Abraham.
He was the father of Abraham.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
Abraham or his grandfather. He was either the father
Okay.
or the grandfather of Abraham. So
Okay.
that's where Hebrew comes from.
Yes.
So you know that Abraham had other sons beside Isaac.
Yeah, Ishmael, and
Yeah,
that's where the
exactly.
fight at between uh Isaac and Ishmael, and the war is still going on today
Well,
because of
Ishmael became
Ishmael is really the what you call it, the illegitimate child, right?
right, right, but Ishmael became confederate with Esau. Now, Esau, as we know in the scripts, Esau is the end of the world, and Yaakov is the beginning.
Hmm.
This system is so gamed up that
Hmm.
you have to know who the players are. And the Most High's word gives you that roadmap to see who the players are.
Hmm.
And what's really interesting, Jediah, another one of my teachers, Jediah, broke down, man, when Yahusha said the prophecy is in the numbers, right?
Hmm.
And he broke it down in the Paleo Hebrew using the references. And when you go back to it, numbers, that area that is addressing Balaam and Balak, their numbers numerically come out to 666.
Wow. So 666, so that explains why there's 66 chapters in the Bible, and number 6 means man. So that's why it's 666, which I would love to talk about this, because this is what I'm really passionate about, even though you might see me talk about this foolish stuff, because I know that's where my people at when it comes to, like, all that entertainment stuff, reality shows and all that. And I try to mix it in, so that I can draw my people in. You understand how you could take the foolish things of this world to conform the wise, but this right here is what I'm really passionate about. I'm really passionate about it because I know that the rabbit holes goes very, very deep.
My sister, check this out. If you like entertainment, see, entertainment is not entertainment.
Well, not
It
really.
is not.
I
But if you
really
like
not
that,
into it. No, I'm not
if
really
you like
into
that,
it. Go
if you
ahead.
no, I'm saying if you like talking about it and then breaking it down, check
Yes.
out my sister. Check out my sister Mimi Mode. So you can
Email,
you get an.
private chat me so I can
Oh,
write it
okay, yeah, yeah,
down.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, she'll give you a format of how to really go after
Hmm.
what you want to do. I know what you want to do.
Yes,
So yeah.
because Jesus, he did the same thing. He fed the physical before he fed the spiritual. When he did
Hmm.
the physical with the fish and the bread, he met their physical need before he gave them the spiritual. You see?
Hmm. 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 Had to get
Hmm.
their attention. Had to get their
Yes.
attention. And we are visual beings.
Hmm.
Moses looked and there was a bush burning that wasn't being consumed, and that would look peculiar to him. So he went to go check it out.
Hmm.
So we visualize things. We do. We have to see it. It's like, you know, it is what it is. We are beings that are flawed, and so we're just strange.
We
But
are very
but
peculiar, very
but
peculiar
I was gonna
people.
say beyond that, we as a people are very peculiar, and we're supposed to be. But
Hmm.
we have to take that peculiarity that the Most High put in us, use it for His glory, the way that we were supposed to use.
Hmm.
And we were supposed to be a light in this dark world that leads to Yahuwah. And instead, we wanted to be like the world. And the deception is so deep. It's just so deep. And it's like, I just, it's like the things that I've read in the past because I've been indoctrinated by Christianity so long, since I was a little boy, BTU and all that stuff, uh, uh, Vacation Bible School, everything. So, and then even on my own, I've been through that book several times before, but it wasn't until the Most High breathed upon that book at the time that He appointed for me to really see the truth.
Hmm.
And a lot of people my age, we always question, hold up, time out. There is no country called black.
Hmm.
Where did we come from? Who are we? And why us? Why did we get picked for this?
Hmm.
See, all those questions are answered in the Most High.
Hmm.
And I love it. I love it. I love the discovery. I love the discovery. Well, we got to get ready. We got to be awake because time is running short.
And I like how you said that, it's no such thing as black, just like it's no such thing as white, because uh, we are melanated people, and we comes in all shades of color, and that's
Mhm.
the magic. And I don't believe in magic. I believe in miracles, blessings of the Most High God, where when it comes to the black man, they could make the chocolatest baby to the whitest baby, showing how diversity we are,
Mhm.
because it's in our DNA. And I would like to
Mhm.
also break that down too, because how, you know, that we became so superior over one another, where it's now different races, like the white race, the black race, which we already know we all melanated people. We're all human beings. So like, because a black man could make the whitest baby.
Right.
And now that we got all this division in, where one think they superior over one another, how did that happen? And that's where I'm at right now, trying to ask the Most High God to go ahead and reveal it to me. Because see, I've been hearing a lot of people where they say, where the white race came, was here, and how Noah had four sons, Shem, Japheth, and who else he had? Well, he had four sons, and they all was like different races. One was African,
That's
one
cool.
was white, Caucasian, one was Asian, one was another. How
That's
can
cool.
a parent, you have four kids with four different nationality? And like I
Well,
say, I'm tired of hearing that hocus pocus stuff. No more of that hocus pocus stuff.
it's demon. That's demon theology.
Yes.
The thing is, Noah had three sons: Ham, Shem, and Japheth.
Yeah, yeah, 3. Hmm.
Hmm. And um, Ham, the descendants of Canaan and Mizraim or Egypt, Ethiopia, Cush, they all came from Ham. Japheth, Japheth's territory was assigned, and Japheth's territory was a colder region, which is the more northern part towards Europe. And so when we get outside of the 66, the 66 is a controlled, sanitized version for asleep folk that just take it, they pick it up off the shelf, blow it off, take it with them for 3 hours a day, and 3 hours on that day, and then they put it back on the shelf.
Hmm.
It's just a prop. They don't
And
read it.
that's
They
why
don't
they
know
got
what's
the
in it.
66 books. That's why they
Yeah,
narrowed it down to
that
66.
66, that number six is very important to them. That's why they're gonna stick to the 6 million were killed in the thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, that I mean, it just goes so deep. It's like you read history. I mean, even from before the destruction of Jerusalem, even before the destruction of that, when you read history, the true history, I mean, there's even clues in the 66. Like where is the apostle or the Talmudim Shaul or Paul from? Where's he from?
Hmm.
He's from Spain. He's from Spain. And so then you have the whole history with us in Spain and Portugal. And then how we ended up on the west coast of Africa, what they call Africa. And that's how we ended up. We had to go through that transatlantic Holocaust. We ended up, this is all fulfillment of prophecy. So
Hmm.
the why is very important. Asking that question, why, and then in the right direction, asking it to the Most High, and He reveals. He
Hmm.
reveals. It's a trip because my birth certificate doesn't say black
It
as
doesn't.
a
Where
race.
you from? Where are you from?
I'm
Huh?
from here. My
Okay, you
birth
from the
certificate says
States?
I'm from here. My birth certificate says Negro.
Okay.
That's an interesting clue because when you look at the historical maps,
I know where
y'all
you're
don't see y'all you
going.
don't see the
I know where
map.
you're going. Yes.
You know
A
what that place
Negro.
is? The
Yeah,
place
Negro. Yeah.
with inside of the land of Yehuda.
Yes. Judah. And then
Yes,
the thing about it is
Yehuda is inside of Negro
yeah.
land.
I would like to talk about
Yeah.
that also. Oh, nobody but the Most High God sent you here. I'm gonna have to make sure
And
I
you know what it's
email
like hanging
you.
around? He was like, hang around. He told me to hang
Uh-huh.
around. Because I was like, I'm like looking at the time of day and it's like, oh, I need to do this. He was just like, hang around. So I was like, just listening to you, sister, listening to you talk and stuff like that. And I was just like, I was just moved to drop them comments because it's so real. The day is far spent.
Yes. So this is your first time coming on my live?
I'm subscribed to you. I don't know who told me to
Okay.
subscribe to you, but somebody, if you connected with Teo or let's see, who else could you be connected to?
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
connected. The only person that I really talk to on YouTube, and that's all about the trees. Now, I love her. She always had my back, but I never really reached out to any and Soaring Eagle, and also that girl. So
You must
those
have
are
just
the
had
only
something
ones that I reach
interesting.
out to.
You must have just had something interesting on one of your videos that I happen to run by. I was like,
Uh huh.
and I must have hit subscribe because you come up all the time
I do.
on my feed
Oh
to,
my
to
God,
people that I'm
I didn't
subscribed to.
know.
So I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't because you come only people that I'm subscribed to comes up because that's all. That's
Okay.
only people I'm looking for.
Yeah, because I
And
thought that
so
I was in the what you call that shadow ban or whatever. I guess I'm out then if other people seen because I just got back monetized because I was demonetized.
yeah, they like to play those games, and it's crazy about
Uh-huh.
the people that run the world. Yahusha
Uh-huh.
said, "You say you're poor, but I know, I know you're rich. And I know
Yeah.
those who say they are Yehudim,
Hmm.
who are not, but are the synagogues of Hasatan."
Yeah. So do you have any content on your channel, or you
No,
still have to?
my personal stuff. I have two videos up there, and somebody tried to
Okay.
come for me on my videos because they couldn't find anything. They were trying to
Uh-huh.
humiliate me, but they couldn't find anything. So I have one video where I was talking about being self sufficient in terms of you being responsible for your own economy.
Hmm.
And then the other one was a traffic stop, which was more recent, traffic stop.
Mhm.
And I took it live because it's like, okay, let the people see let them see how I handle this cop.
Mhm.
So that was the only two, and she tried to bring that up. It was stupid. But
Okay.
my channels for what I'm gonna be doing is L7.
Okay. Okay. So you come on my channel often?
No, this is the first time I visit. Like I said, you
Oh, it's
pop
your
up
first time.
in my subscription feeds. You pop up in my
Okay.
subscription
Oh,
feeds.
today.
But today was the first day I clicked on you.
Okay, okay, I get it. I get it. Do you know anything heard of Ronald Dalton?
Ron Dalton, yeah.
Do you have his book?
No. I don't have any of Ron's stuff, but I know who he is. For some reason, I may have read it in the past because I did a lot of reading in the past.
Hmm.
Heretofore, it's been a little more difficult
Hmm.
to sit down and read historic stuff. And I didn't get a chance to catch his film. But I pretty much know the content of what he's talking about because of the historical information that I've consumed.
Hmm.
So I'm pretty abreast on what he's talking about without even having to go through his
Hmm.
content.
Hmm.
From
Yeah,
Hebrews to Negro.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was definitely, I'm very passionate about it because for some reason I have a hunger, to know the truth, and I know that you know the rabbit hole goes very, very deep, but
Mhm.
I just have a passion to just keep knowing, who am I? I don't think that we just popped out of a sky or just our history started, during slavery. I believe that our history goes way, way back. I believe that we was kings and queens. We had
Mhm.
empires. I believe that we had our own nation, and I have a hunger of knowing the truth, and I've been asking the Most High God, to just send me someone, to show me, teach me, or we can break bread together because I have, like I said, when it comes to all this information, our history been pretty much erased, where it's like we have to just keep searching ourselves. We just have to keep
Right, right,
searching, keep digging. And I
right.
believe that the truth is made slowly, but it's going to find its way back home. And it's like I have a lot of pieces that I know that I'm ready to put it together because iron sharpens iron. And I'm just
Yeah.
looking for people that's like minded.
Right. Well, you know what? There is a lot of wise counsel and teachers out there, and I've been
A
blessed
lot of
by the
false
Most High.
prophets also out there.
See, I was gonna say, I was gonna go there. I was gonna go there. I was just saying that I've been blessed by the Most High to become associated with these people that speak the truth.
Hmm.
And the thing about it is, He gives us discernment. He gives us discernment. Those that want to really truly follow Him, He gives us discernment. So yes, there are a lot of plants. CoinTel 2.0 is alive and well.
Hmm.
Ever since this truth started coming out, there's like, okay, time to ramp up. And now they're really on exhaustive drive
Hmm.
to discredit us and our heritage, discredit us from stating our heritage because they
Hmm.
know what's going to happen. They run the whole thing. They have the records. They have all the original books, all the original
So
writings.
where is it at? It's in England. You think so? And you think
No,
they
no,
have
no,
it?
no, 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 no. They've got it's under the guardianship of the Church of Rome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard.
It's under
You
the
ever heard of this
guardianship of the
guy?
Church of Rome.
Yeah, that's
But
what I wanted
but
to say. Rome. Yeah.
there's remember there's the beast and then there's the harlot.
Hmm.
So this capitalist system, this beast system, is run by these folks.
Hmm.
But the thing about it is, here's how we turn this around. This is how we destroy it. we have to cry out to the Most High, which means that, you know, those that are called by his name must humble themselves and repent.
Pray and seek my face. Go ahead and turn from their wicked ways. Then I will heal
And
from heaven and hear their land. My favorite scripture, Second Chronicles 7:14.
yeah, I
Love
mean,
it.
that's really what it is. We got to come out from her and be separate. That's how I was feeling, and not be a partaker of her
Hmm.
plagues. We are watching the plagues go
Hmm.
down as these people design population
Hmm.
reduction.
Oh my God, you and I gonna get along real good. You are talking my
Oh,
talk.
these folks, and you know their families.
So
When you
what
know
name
their
you go by?
families and
What
their
name you go
hookers.
by? What name you go by? What
I'm
it is?
on usually on YouTube. I mean, you find me Don P. Ben Yahuda.
Yahuda.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yahuda,
Don B.
son of
Ben
son of
Yahuda.
Judah.
Hmm.
Yeah, son of Yehuda. Because here it is that Yehuda was more devilish than her younger sister. And
Hmm.
so the Most High said, I'm going to really punish you. You Negroes are going on ships. You're going to take a little voyage. Back to Egypt you go. And here we are.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we are, that southern kingdom, the southern
Hmm.
kingdom, which, had Levi and Benjamin in it, part of Benjamin in it as well. We are the
So
ones
you
that are scattered abroad.
so you did say that about the Negro, which I wish now I'm coming into the knowledge, we could have kept our name as Negro, because I
Mhm.
guess Jesse Jackson them, during that era, they wasn't as woke as we thought they were, because to me they was embarrassed of who they were, because if they
No,
wasn't, they wouldn't have said black, they
no,
would have
no,
kept it to
no, darling.
Negroes, because we
No,
are
my darling.
Negroes. Go
No,
ahead.
my darling. No, my darling. Well, we had Black Power that came up. We self-identified as black.
Uh-huh.
That whole Black Power thing, but I think that was a plant too. Um, you got to remember, all these guys are Boule.
Wow, I did hear that. Someone told me on my
All
channel
of
you
these
should
guys
talk
are
about
Boule.
that.
All these guys are
Yes.
Boule. I don't. If you're a Mason, I don't mess with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you are if you're a fraternity person, I don't mess with you.
Yeah, because see, my dad was
Fraternities
when
come in
my
all kind of orders.
my
You
dad
know,
was a
there's
Mason, and when I
yeah.
had his Bible, I heard and got that Bible out of my house. I didn't even wanted that.
This is and see, this is the thing. Judaism can't exist without Freemasonry. It's
Mm-hmm.
built upon it, and neither can these other things. Remember, these people belong to the fraternal order of law enforcement.
Wow.
They're in a fraternity. The Marines are a fraternity. They're the only branch that's a fraternity, a
Wow.
fraternal order. These fraternal orders have you take oaths. Your secrets are bound in there, so they do things like that officer that was head the president of one of them fraternities, where it came out they got disbanded or they got disciplined or something like that for what they were doing, and he was the president of that
Wow.
fraternity.
And you
Now,
call it
when he was
cause
corrected,
what you call it, the blue what? The blue I was researching that you
the boule, the boule,
spell it, you know how to spell it? That's all
B
right, I'm
O
fine.
U
B
B
B
O
O
U L E.
L E.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It derives from the French. The boule in France. They did the bidding of the king. They ran interference between the people and the king.
Mm-hmm.
And the boule now in America, I believe it was 12 black men, self-appointed, and now you got this whole order that's above. If you're not, if you're not operating on the side of Hasatan,
Mm-hmm.
you are deprived of things in
Mm-hmm.
this system. So you can't get into certain jobs if you're not a member of a certain fraternity or a
Mm-hmm.
sorority. If you're not a Mason, and most cops are Freemasons, this is why they can do the hellistic things they do. because they're aligned with Hasatan.
Wow.
Remember this. Oh. That's what I wanted to say. You were like going, I got to dig into our history. Okay, check this out. Do you know why they call this period of time in Europe the Dark Ages?
Why they call it the Dark Ages now?
Mhm. Yeah, well, it's reference to, in our modern time, you have the Dark Ages and then you have the Renaissance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
It was called the Dark Ages because darkies ran it. We
Okay.
ran Europe. Black Europe. We ran Europe.
Mhm.
It wasn't until they shook free and then they copied us and created kings and so forth. Kings and queens. They got that from us.
Mhm.
And so that's a part of history that they do not discuss. This is not. Why is how is a why would a lion teach a gazelle how to get away from him?
Wow.
So this is all documented history. This is why the Irish, who they imported over here in the first wave of immigration to be the buffer class and the replacement of us, this is why they made them the slave catchers,
Mm-hmm.
the police, because they had a hatred for us, because we ruled over them
Mm-hmm.
gingers. We ruled over them gingers. But at any rate, that's just a little connection about the police and our history, um,
Mm-hmm.
um, as it relates to.
It was called back then the Night Riders. The
Oh, yeah,
Night
yeah, yeah,
Riders. Mm-hmm.
yeah. No, but I'm talking about in the formalization of police departments. Who
Mm-hmm.
were they staffed by? It was staffed by the Irish.
Wow.
Yeah, and so when you know the connection of our history and how we ruled over that all of Europe. We have a
Say
very
very interesting conversation. It is. It's very interesting.
it's just like we are great. We are great. You guys need to read From Babylon to Timbuktu.
Mhm.
And that'll fill in some history for you. But the other question become, well, wait a minute, hold up.
I'm gonna have to
What's
get
the
those books,
explanation?
Babylon
We're the
and
people
Timbuktu.
from Babylon to Timbuktu.
Oh, that's the one book. That's the name, the title.
That's the title. And then he wrote a second book called Valley of the Dry Bones.
Okay, Babylon,
Windsor, Windsor, Windsor is his name.
Timbuktu.
Yeah, Windsor's his name.
Okay, I'm gonna order that off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
But
and
this is
and, and don't let
interesting.
don't let cost be a hindrance to anybody in the chat. You can pick this stuff up at the local library.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes you can find PDFs on online.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
So
that's the uniqueness about it is that now you don't really have to go to the libraries right in the comfort of your home. All you gotta do is turn on the internet.
how great is the Most High? These people created this for their filth and debauchery,
Yes.
and the Most High is using it for His good.
You heard what the devil meant for bad. The Most High God would turn it around for our good, and that's exactly what's happening. Where
Hmm.
now, Google has a huge search engine. All you got to do is just open it up, and every information that you need is right out there. Which Google you have to watch too, because they try to sit there and be slick and slide themselves.
That's right. That's where discernment comes in. That's where
Hmm.
discernment comes in. I mean,
Hmm.
that's in all of our dealings because they got plants out here. They got plants out here to discredit what we're saying. They've been pushing the envelope so that any person that's melanated that claims the heritage of Yasharel, oh, you're a hate group.
Hmm.
This is what Hasatan is trying to do in terms of, oh, if you really want to know about the origins, check out the garden. That's where this whole thing started and how it was going to end. He said the seed of the woman is going to crush the seed of the serpent. The
Hmm.
serpent has seeds, y'all. And even when Yahushua walked the earth, he said, you're of your father. You are of your father, who was a liar from the beginning. They the seed of Hasatan, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
They are the ones that are against us. They are the ones that are trying to destroy us from the earth. Know that. Know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we can go down all kind of roads, but
Oh,
I
well,
just
we what I would like to do. You are just like a library, okay? And you are the pieces of puzzles that I need, and I have to figure out how. Look, I have a collection of books right here with you, all the stuff that we have covered to
mm,
go ahead from the beginning, and I know that, the rabbit hole goes very deep,
mhm,
but it got to start somewhere, because the truth is
mhm,
out there. I
mhm.
believe that the chickens are coming home to roost. And that's
Absolutely.
what they really afraid of. And that's why every time when you see celebrities with a huge platform, they ready to cancel them when they start waking our people up. And how I look at it, my brother, is that it's just you have to be careful of the words that they are using, because back then the Bible, every time when Jesus would do something, or the disciples, they would call him blaspheming. You remember that they'll call him the
Mhm,
blasphemer.
mhm,
Today they
mhm,
call it
mhm,
anti-Semitic. You see the difference? The same
mhm.
terms but different wordings. And
You know
anytime
what's
when we
really
talk and try to wake our people up, they'll cancel them by calling them anti-Semitic. So when they call them anti-Semitic, it makes us back up and leave it alone.
well? That's what it used to do. That's what it used to do. We are the warriors that are on the battlefield right now don't care, and then we experience everything that you experience on social media, but we don't care because we have the truth, and we're armed with the Ruach Hakodesh, who leads us into all truth. So we don't back up. We go, wait a minute, whoa, time out. This is what the history shows. This is what the prophetic word was. Where do you fit in? And I wanted to say that once we found out, it's like, hold up, if we the people, who them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's books to know who they are, their origins, how they appropriated and converted and created this religion called Judaism. And like I said, it doesn't exist except for it rests on the tenets of Freemasonry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but the decks have been cleared. We know who they are. They're not us. They don't match. They don't
Mm-hmm.
match anything in the word. There's books that have been removed that even go greater in depth about who these people are. You know, those people that like the chief priest and all that, and King Herod and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't of the seed of Yasharel.
They
They weren't of the
wasn't.
seed of Yasharel. They
They
were
wasn't.
Idomians. No, they were Idomians. Yeah, they were Idomians.
Mm-hmm.
Idomians are descendants of Esau.
Wow. It makes sense. I believe
Yeah,
it. I believe
yeah.
it. It
That's why
makes
they was
sense.
like, oh no, 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 not you, dude, not you. We got to get you up. We got to run you up out the scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's why because they knew the truth.
Mm-hmm.
They knew the truth, and they knew that he was the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they had
Wow.
run him up off the block.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of this guy? He called himself Yaju Judah.
Yeah, yeah, Judah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you ever heard of him, because there's a lot of people that's going out there proclaiming that they are the messenger, they are the Messiah, which, like I said,
Oh no, 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 no,
yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no,
A
no,
lot of
no,
them
no,
saying that
no.
well, many are called, but few are chosen, and they gonna come out. A lot of them gonna come out this time, because
Yeah,
we right
yeah,
now on end times right now. So
exactly.
that they gonna come out. But I believe that this right here is going to take unity. It's going to take us all to come together.
Yeah, it really is. like my sister Helder says, where's that army? Because
Yeah.
when Yasharel came up out of Mizraim, they came out as an army. Where's
Hmm.
that army? That army has to be reformulated.
Hmm.
But it's going to be done in the Most High. Everything is going to be done in the Most High's time. We can take
Hmm.
comfort in that. What we have to do is we have to work out our own salvation.
In fear and what?
And trembling, baby.
In fear and trembling.
Yeah. Don't be afraid of the man that can take your physical life.
Hmm.
Be afraid of the one that can not only take your
Hmm.
physical life,
Hmm.
but take your
And see, a lot of people have not gotten to that level that, they afraid of it, not knowing that the Most High God took the sting out of it, but they afraid of it because, they still have not been fully woke. And the thing about it is that we got people right now, pastors and teachers and leaders, still spiritually dead. They don't know nothing about this. This right here to them is new, not knowing that it is finished, it's done. We just rehearsing it.
You have these individuals, and see that's why I say this COINTEL is really large.
Hmm.
You have individuals that have bought in and become complicit and are owned by the system.
Hmm.
These are usually the people you see with these huge mega churches and things of that nature,
Yes.
because they preach the system. They don't preach the scripts. They'll manipulate the scripts to preach the system, and it's all for their gain. But that's the system. The
Hmm.
system is capitalism. As a huge system, it does all type of atrocities, and so that's the beast.
And I would like to talk about that, the power that be. I would like to talk about that because um, the Most High God had brought me out long time ago out of these big old mega churches, with the dome,
Hmm.
because I knew that most of it have really sold out, and anytime when you shake hands with the enemy, and I'm talking about the government with the bylaws, and you got to dance by their, you know,
They they
their bylaws, their protocols. If they tell you don't preach this, you can't preach it. So quite
nope.
obvious, they took the glory of God out of the churches, and Ichabod is written all over the walls because God is not a part of it. Because what you did was you took the head out.
They made a covenant agreement
Yes.
with this system when they took a 501c3
Come,
or a
oh my
508a.
My God, my
You are
God.
in agreement with the government. Now,
And
all
that's
the
what we're gonna
foolishness in
talk
the
of. We're
world,
gonna talk about that. I'm gonna email you, and what I'm gonna do is that's where I want to go ahead and talk about, because
okay,
I know that God sent you here. And the reason why I know that the Most High God sent you there, because He's not going to have someone to come to me and tell me something that I don't know. He's going to have you to come and confirm it.
there you go,
And
there
what
you
you're
go,
doing,
there
this
you
right
go,
here is confirmation.
there
And
you
and
go.
that's why my business got messed up. I was running my business for like 2 years.
Mhm.
And soon when the minute I sat there and allowed the government to come in with this 501c and all this other stuff, everything started
Mhm.
falling apart. When God was
Mhm.
taking care of me, you
Mhm. Mhm.
understand? And
And you
and
were rendering
sometimes
unto Caesar. You were rendering unto
what
Caesar what was
yes,
Caesar.
yes, wanting to be a nonprofit. But yes, we're gonna have to talk about this. What I'm gonna do is when I get off, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna email you, and I want to set up another panel where we're going to talk about this right here, because I truly believe that's why our people is sitting there falling apart now, falling on the wayside, and the
Mhm.
churches have become sick. I believe that the churches now is standing on one leg, and that's why
Oh yeah. They're on their way out. They're
Yes,
on
they
their
on
way
the way
out.
out. The church is sick. And judgment is going to begin in the house of the Lord first.
The crazy thing is this: they've done the job that Hasatan needed them to do,
Yes.
and that was to turn them off completely from the Most High,
Mm-hmm.
or have them believe in an antichrist.
Mm-hmm.
Yahusha said, "I came in my Father's name."
Now Yahusha, that's Jesus, right?
Right, right. See, there's
Okay.
no there. 400 years ago, there was no letter J.
I understand
J
that
was an
600 years,
italicized
yes, they
J.
did that. It really was an I, and what they did was they put the hook on it. You see, and
Mhm.
made that J. But in the Latin and the Hebrew, it wasn't those type of alphabets. It wasn't no J and some other.
Right.
I understand that. Yes.
And they strayed it so far away from the name because, see, back, and he's got a book named after him. He's a type and a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
The one that took over for Moses. He's a type and a shadow of Yahusha who
Mm-hmm.
walked the earth,
Mm-hmm.
who became the sacrifice for us all, the ransom that was paid. Um,
Wow.
but yeah, he said, I came in my father's name. That's why, his father's name for us is Yahuwah.
Mm-hmm.
So I came in my father's name, and you wouldn't hear me. If I came in the name of another, the name of another, him you would hear. The whole world listens to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. That's the other name that yet came in, and then the whole world is listening to him as he's let them down to the pit of hell.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the
Wow.
truth, man. The truth. It's like when he talked about that narrow road.
Mm-hmm.
This is no joke. Broadway,
Absolutely.
Broadway is so. Come on, all the fun stuff happens on Broadway.
That's it. That's what I tell my son.
We have to go down narrow alley.
Mm-hmm.
Broadway is full, and the road it's wide. It can accommodate. That's why hell's expanding
Busting wide open as I speak.
because it's got to accommodate all the people that are traveling down Broadway.
Mm-mm-mm.
So yeah,
Sucking
so
them up.
when you email me, I'm gonna email you back my phone number because I hate doing stuff through messaging. I
Mm-hmm.
really do. I mean, unless we're laying out some formats.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I just like to talk to people
Yeah,
because then there's no
I'm gonna email. I'm gonna email you in a few because I'm only
okay.
gonna do two. Well, we got 2 more minutes, and I'm gonna email you so we can go ahead and talk about all this because I'm very interested. I just was looking for people that is like minded, and the reason why because I believe that this right here it is it. This
Yeah,
it. You either in or you're out. It's no such thing as in between. You either hot or you cold. This it. This is the final call right here. This is the
yeah.
last trumpet sound. And a lot of people they don't want to hear it. To them it sounds doom and gloom, but just look around you.
You gotta get.
Just look
Come on now.
around.
Come on now. I mean, you got to wake up, old sleeper, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught.
Mm-hmm.
And he wishes that none would
Should
perish.
pass. Yes.
But that's on you. It's on you. Choose
Mm-hmm.
this day. Choose this day.
That's
Life
it.
and death. And it's so funny, because we gotta. The thing about it is, we really have to talk about the law and
Mm-hmm.
and really get our people ingrained because
I'm,
that was
I'm
the
gonna I'm
trick.
gonna private you my phone and call me here.
Okay, let me look at the chat real quick.
Yeah, you can continue talking.
But yeah, that's the trick. That's the trick to disobey. When we disobey, we violate the law. Now the curses come up on us. Not the blessings, but the curses. So if we would act right and do right, that's abiding, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That is what abiding is keeping the law. That's abiding.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we abide in Yahusha, we're keeping the law.
Mm-hmm.
And to not abide is to not be in him. And if we're not in him, we don't have life.
Yes. And I truly believe it was 2 o'clock now, and I truly believe that people need to hear this. And even if we have to set up a date or whatever, when we talk on, we talk about it and
Yeah.
go ahead and break this down, because like I said, this is it. We are living in end times. It's not going to get better. It's going to
Mm.
get worse.
Hmm.
And
And
I
he's setting it up.
tell all the people that follow me, because like I say, you know, when you start speaking truth, you're not going to get too many people,
Right.
because this road right here, just like you said, this road is very narrow, and not too many people wants to be on this road because it's lonely.
Mhm.
It's not broad, to them it's doom and gloom, but like I said, this is it. You either hot or you're cold. You're either in or you're out. And this right here, this is the final blow. This is the final sound.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
either you in or you're out. And one thing about a thief, and I say it all the time, a thief is not going to call you and tell you, I'm coming in and breaking your house. The thief is not going to warn you. He's just going to show up unexpected.
Right.
So
Right.
you either, it's time to get ready. It's
And
time
it's
to be
interesting.
ready, not get ready. Be ready at all times, because you never know when that thief is going to show up. And that's exactly how the end time is right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And we just don't know. He's given us some signs to look for,
Many, many.
but we don't really know when he's going to crack that sky.
And see, that's what people thinking right now. They think that he's just gonna pop out of the sky. No, he's not gonna pop out of the sky. He's right here. Like I said there and said, so many people thinking I got time. That they looking for this. They look at the signs are right here.
Yeah.
The
There's a lot of stuff.
signs are right here. Look
There's a lot of
around you right here. This is like the days of North. You talked about this. It's going to be
yeah.
a beautiful day. Everybody is about their own business. And suddenly everybody think that, they going to, he's telling you right now, suddenly, one going to be in the field and one going to be out the field. It's going to be people marrying, celebrating, and all of a sudden, look
I
around
think those
you.
have been
It's
those
here
signs have been happening. Those signs have been
right
happening
now, right
all along.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. These signs have been happening all along. I'm looking. I'm really looking for the revealing of the man of sin. That's who I'm really
Hmm.
looking for, and I'm looking for that. The abomination that's
Hmm.
supposed to take place. Just looking through Revelations and Daniel and some other prophetic books.
Yes.
These things must come to pass.
Hmm.
These things must come to pass for the Most High to be true, because His word is true, and He sends His word forth, and it accomplishes everything He sends it to do,
Hmm.
and it does not return to Him void.
Yes, indeed.
So
Yes,
He
indeed.
can't be just. He can't be just and righteous if He's not truthful. So.
Yes.
So I believe all those things have to come to pass. And yes, I know about translations and all that other stuff, but you know what? The Most High is always going to have a witness in this earth,
Hmm.
and His word is
Absolutely.
His, and He'll
Absolutely. And
give
his
His.
word has become flesh. His word has
Mm,
become flesh. And I believe that who can tell it better than the ones that's been through it? And I
yeah.
believe that the word is going to come through us. And the book of Revelation already had confirmed it. The book of
So
Revelation already confirmed it.
he said to Ezekiel, son of Adam,
Oh, I love
can
that
these
scripture.
dry bones live?
Yes. breathing in those dry
We are the
bones.
dry bones, baby.
Oh,
We we just we
look,
just got to
you
get
better
that
stay
breath.
out of my message. You better stay out of my business. You better stay out of my business.
Hey, I told you, Windsor has a second book. Windsor has a second book, Valley of the Dry Bones.
Oh my, who have that?
Windsor, the one who wrote From Babylon to Timbuktu.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that
His
out.
second book is Valley of the Dry Bones. Yeah, yeah.
God gave me that. He said, "Can these dry bones live again?" Yes, they
We
can.
are
And
them
we
dry
are
bones.
the valley of the dry. We are this army.
We are
We are
that.
the
That
army
what
of
happened to
the
the
valley of
army?
dry bones.
What
Huh?
happened to the army that came out of Mizraim?
Oh my God. I put it on my community tab. I think it was like last year when God gave me the revelation to tell my people that we are that army of dry bones. We are the ones that been rejected. We are the ones that's been cast out. The Most High God is breathing some new life in these old bones, and we going to rise. We are the ones
Mhm.
that's going to march around this wall that called Jericho, where it's going to fall down. Satan, your kingdom is coming down.
I saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning.
My God.
I mean, it's a grand time to be alive. It's scary. But sister, when we hook up offline, you
Yes,
got a
yes,
whole family I need to introduce you to. And so you
yes.
can get fed and nourished as well and have sisterhood with some of our younger sisters and our older sisters. You know, there's a lot to go on. It's as an army getting prepared, we have to look at our nutrition and our diet. That
And that's
uh,
that's
the
that's
Most
me right
High has
there.
given
That's
us
what he's
according
dealing
to His
with the
law.
nutrition for it.
So we got a whole family because we got to be well. We got to be able to stand up and be ready to fight. We got to have that endurance. We can't be like them cops that was winded as a young
Yes,
man, outran their butts and they was mad because they outran them. But at any rate, yeah, it's a holistic thing because this is our temple. This is the temple, and the covenant that is with us is written on our hearts.
yeah. Ooh, come on. Oh, come on now. Come on now.
He repeats it on your heart.
Yes, Lord
For
Jesus.
those of us who have had a heart transplant,
Yes.
he's written his law on our heart, and we try our best to uh, live out, to walk out that law. But when we do stumble, because all have sinned, we have Mashiach who paid it all for us.
Yes.
He paid it all for us.
Yes.
And
And
so
I like what you
we can
said.
come
It's
humbly
written in
before
our
the
heart.
Father. And
Yes, I like what you say is
yeah,
written in our heart
yeah.
because the word has become flesh and is dwelling right here among us. And he also told Ezekiel, he said, eat the scroll. And Ezekiel ate the scroll and he said it was
Mm.
sweet as honey. And the word became flesh and the word is walking amongst us and the word is right here. And I believe right now that is either get right, church, and let's go home. It's time for us to get right. Plain church is over with. Either you in or
Oh, well,
you
see, that's
out.
the thing.
And
That's the
I'm
thing.
not
They were
talking about a
plain
building.
church. Now, church.
I'm not talking about a
Yeah,
building.
no, 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 no. No. I wanted to go somewhere with that word
Yes.
church because when you go through the etymology of words, after you go through the various derivations, church actually means circus.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It has the same root as circus. Uh, church or Catholic means universal. So we
Mm.
got the universal circus.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
deep.
there's a
That's
bunch of
deep.
buffoons out there. There's a bunch of buffoons out there. If you ever seen the inner sanctuary of the Vatican, where they have where they hold the service, when you get a full view of it, it's the head of a serpent
Mm-hmm.
that's behind the Pope. It's the way the
Wow. Wow.
windows are.
Like I say, I got a lot to. I got to. I look.
So we got to keep
I'm thinking I'm coming on with one thing with you. You got me chewing meat now, and it's time for us to start chewing that meat. We've been on that milk for so long, huh?
Yeah.
We've been on this, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dissect this, but we're gonna close it out. And my brother Don P. Ben Yahuda, I think, for coming on my my platform. What you did was you pretty much you turn it around. You brought it to a whole nother level, and like we thinking of one thing, and God to sit there and move on another thing. And call me, and we're going to go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah.
We're going to go
Okay.
ahead and set this up because this must be brought out. It got to be brought out. And just like he told Ezekiel, he said, go and tell them, go and warn them, and it don't matter how their faces are, because I will make your face like flint. But at least one thing, Ezekiel did not have to worry about the blood is on his hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where that. So call me. I'm finna go ahead and
Yes. I
start
will.
with my dinner, but call me,
We,
and
how
you and
long?
I gonna go.
How much time do you want?
I'm central right now. It's I'm 3:39 over here. What time it is where you are?
Oh, I'm Pacific, so it's 1:30,
Okay, well
1:40, 1:35. But
yeah,
I just want to know how much time you need, and then I'll give you a call.
call me round about it's 3:40 my time. I am central.
Right, right.
Call me around maybe about 6 or 7, anytime that about 6 or 7
Okay.
my time.
I'm okay. So from six, you know what's funny? Because you're 2 hours ahead of me. 6 to 7, I have an appointment,
Okay.
so
Well,
I can call you after that.
uh well, no, don't call me 9 or 10, okay?
No, no, no. I was gonna say I'll call you after 7 after my appointment.
Okay, 7 up, and it's gonna be what time mine is. It's gonna be
That's 7 your time. That's 7 your time.
yeah, 7 my time. That's great. That'll be great. I'll be available, okay?
All
But I
righty.
really enjoyed this conversation. I know
Me
good and
too.
well that this was nobody but God sent, because I've been seeking for this. I've been seeking for this. Somebody that's really, 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 deep and knowledgeable when it comes to not only biblical but also our history, because I believe that it goes hand in hand.
Well, I thank you for the compliment. I don't see myself that way. I don't wear no title.
Yes,
I'm just a servant of Yah, man. He's blessed me, to come to know the truth that is in his son and that is in his word. And I want we've been through too much.
too much.
We've been through too much to lose in the end.
Yes.
To lose in the end. That would be horrible to go through this life, everything we've been through, and then get thrown in the lake of fire. Come on now.
Mm-mm-mm. And see, a lot of people don't believe in that. They don't believe that
Yeah.
there is to death. They don't
Hmm.
believe that. They don't believe that here, like you said, I'd rather be present with the Lord, and absent from this body. They don't believe that this just that one death. You understand? But it also got that eternal, and that's everlasting, eternal death.
Yeah. Shaul said, you know what? If this isn't the truth, then we are to be pitied above all men.
Yes.
And you know what? I'd rather be my dice on this being the truth. And if it's not, then well, then it
Mm.
is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm to my dying breath. And you know what? We say that, and I'm gonna get off. But we say that, but it's gonna come. It's going. You don't think there's gonna come a time
Hmm.
where you're gonna have to choose? Some of y'all already made a choice, and you
Yes.
made the wrong choice because you didn't move in faith, and you let them put that oomph in you, the
Hmm.
lollipop. And folks is just. You ever seen that documentary? Died suddenly. If you haven't, check it out. If
No.
we can go into science and stuff like that, there's a lot to talk about because this is all dialed into the plan of the evil one.
Mm-mm-mm. This is good. This food for the soul. This is real, real good.
I'm gonna jump
This is
off of here,
real
Susan,
good.
and let you do what you got to do,
All
and then I'm gonna
right.
hit you back
Okay.
after 7 your time.
7. All right. Sounds great. Be blessed
All
here.
right,
All
you
right.
too,
All
sis.
right. You too.
Ciao.
Too. All righty. Wow. That was awesome. That was deep. Like I sit there and say, you thinking you coming on for one thing, and the Most High God to sit there and turn it around. But this was awesome, and I've been on for like 2 hours, man. Now I'm gonna go ahead and prepare dinner. But I've been seeking this, I've just been asking the Most High God to send me like-minded people, people that have a passion for our people, because we've been through so much, we've been counted like sheep for the slaughter. And it's a reason why, it's a reason why we are hunted down, it's a reason. And like I said, the rabbit hole goes very, very deep. This is demonic. We are under a spiritual warfare. And I believe that Satan knows that his time is almost over. So I enjoyed every bit of this, because usually, when I get to an hour, man, I'm wore out, I'm tired. But this right here, this was food for the thoughts. This was really good. So guys, on that note, you all be blessed, and I hope you all, like I said, just take it all in, because this it, guys, this is the final trumpet sound. And as you can see right here, it's not going to get better, it's going to get worse. And it's time for us to start waking up. It's time for us to stop allowing these people to continue rocking us to sleep. And the thing about it is, now you're not going to be able to identify who it is, because we got our own people right here in the mix. So on that note, guys, you all be blessed, and you all have a good day.